Hi, everyone. My name is Leah Pearson, and I am an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus. And I'm so excited that you guys are here. I really just want to invite you to hear from me and from some of my dear friends tonight as we share a little bit about how we got started with Plexus and really just what it's done for our families. So, 4 years ago, I had a knot in my stomach around this time of year because the holidays were approaching. We were pinching pennies and living not even paycheck to paycheck. We didn't have enough paycheck to even cover basic necessities. We didn't have money to put food on the table. I felt like the weight of our day to day was enough. And so the thought of holidays coming was just overwhelming because I had no idea how we would afford gifts, let alone the extras that come with the season, like even just bringing a dish to pass to a family get together, or that extra gas money to get to Christmas concerts or holiday activities, or even just buying our kids Christmas clothes or warm clothes because we live in Michigan and we needed warm weather or warm clothes for the cold weather. So it felt too heavy, and honestly, it really felt disappointing because of how heavy it was, if that makes sense. And I really just cried a lot that Christmas, to be honest. I'd hold it together for the kids. I don't know if any other moms have done that before. You hold it together for the kids, you speak positive over the kids, you just want to be that shining light. But I would cry in the shower. I would lock myself in my room, let it out, and then go on with the rest of my day because moms have to be strong. I would cry after I knew my husband drifted off to sleep at night because I didn't want him to feel guilty. And deep inside, I felt helpless, but I also knew we just needed change. And so I started praying for change. That's all I knew to do. And it was a really tough year. But then that following spring, a friend shared with me how I could create a stream of income from home from my phone, which felt too good to be true. And she said I could work it around homeschooling my kids and my busy schedule. I'm a mom of three. I was leading ministries at the time. So the fact that I could keep the main thing, and do this, it just seemed right. And so, without honestly a lot of contemplation, I just felt that nudge in my heart and I followed that nudge, and the rest is history. I'm now at one of the top ranks in the company, and so are my friends who you're going to hear from here in a little bit. And really, that just means that my family is in a whole new place. It's brought relief, it's brought joy, and it's brought peace. And it's given us the ability to pay off debt. We've been able to send my husband overseas for missions trips. He's been able to go do relief efforts, and we haven't had to raise support for him to be able to go. We've been able to bless others in really big ways. And as the holidays approach, I'm really excited to share that I've already started purchasing gifts, not just for my family, but I have several families on my radar that I want to be able to give back to this holiday season. And I don't dread Christmas anymore. It is my favorite time of year because I love giving back in bigger ways. And that's really a huge part of this season for me. So I want to ask you tonight, are you dreading the holidays? If so, maybe this is the answer that you have been praying for as well. 4 years ago, really what I had to do was take a step of faith when my friend had a conversation with me about all of this. And tonight, we just really want to sit down and chat with you because we believe that you can be in a whole new place in a few short months as well. So, with that being said, I want you to listen to my really good friends, Shelly and Sally, and they are going to share their stories with you. Their journeys are so inspirational and transformative, I think is a great word too. And their hearts are really just to provide hope for you that you could do this too. They're some of the most amazing ladies I've ever met, and they have a ton of wisdom and just faith that I really believe they can deposit in you. So listen with open hearts. I know you're going to be blessed. And Shelly, I would love for you to start.
Yes, thank you, Leah. I just love your story and how the Lord brought this to you and your family in that time of need and desperation, and how you are abundantly giving back to so many and adding value to so many now. It's just it's what this is about, you know. And when you're blessed, be a blessing, and that's why we're here. That's why we want to share this with you all tonight. My name is Shelly Wendt. I've been with Plexus for about 8 years. And when I started Plexus, I had zero intention of working this business. I needed to have energy. I was 40, my twins were a year, and I had a host of other health issues. But in that moment, I just wanted to be able to function. And and it was an investment to start these products. It was taking a part of our budget that was, causing a little bit of extra squeeze. And so I, decided, okay, I'm just going to tell some friends and family about this to get this cost covered because I knew my body needed these products. What I had tried before was not working. And I tried a lot of things. I tried a lot of supplements, top-notch supplements, and they weren't working. And in researching what these products were doing for people, I'm like, this is the missing piece to the puzzle. So I did believe this is what I needed. However, zero desire in this opportunity because I had done these types of things before and assumed that they were all the same. So in sharing with my friends and family, we started seeing these just answers to prayer coming back of people being helped, and they were like, I'm getting off medications and I'm noticing this and I'm noticing this, and I just kind of got hooked in how this was helping so many people in my life. On top of that, I was seeing these checks come in and I'm like, well, what is this about? Like, what's going on? And I'm going to preface this by saying I worked a full-time job and my husband owns a business, and we weren't struggling financially, but we needed both of our paychecks. And our journey to become parents was one of loss and was one of waiting. And the Lord blessed us with these precious twins. And when that happened, the deep desire kind of came alive in me to like, I just want to spend as many moments as I can with my kids. The Lord has granted me my answer to prayer of becoming a mama, and I want to take full advantage of that. And I don't want to waste another day being away from them. At a government job, government benefits, my husband owns his business, like I said, so I was covering the health benefits as well. And when I saw this income coming in, it started to allow my heart to open up to a possibility of me being able to be home with my kids. And I didn't ever think that was possible. In today's world, it wasn't a thing. Like, my husband and I just knew we needed 2 jobs to provide. That's just what it was going to take. And so I worked this business after 6 months of saying I wasn't, even though I was telling people about it and just sharing with them what could help them. I decided I'm all in. I'm all in. And I worked this business alongside my full-time job. And when I started, a mother of 1-year-old twins. And I'm here to tell you that this literally can be fit in any lifestyle, any schedule, if you have a desire for something different. If you have a desire for your life to look different, for your life to be more in alignment with what your priorities are, there is a way to do it. And last year, at age 46, I was able to retire from my government income and my government benefits and spend my first summer home with my 7-year-old twins. And I was not the only one in tears. My kids were as well, because they knew what that meant. That time to me is priceless. And this has been the biggest blessing. And so when I share this with people, it is because not necessarily to say everybody has to be a stay-at-home mom and be home with their kids, but it is to encourage you to allow yourself to think of a possibility of something different in your life. If you're not feeling like your schedule and where you're currently at is in alignment with what the Lord wants for you and your family right now, there is an option. There is an option, and it doesn't have to look like overwhelm and stress and worrying constantly about where the next, paycheck is going to come from to pay for the bills that you want to pay for. Maybe you want to get your husband out of a job that's just horrible for him, or maybe you're just looking for something else to allow you to sleep better at night, but not necessarily being away from your kids even more hours of the day by taking on a second or third job. There are options here, and it's just been the biggest blessing, the biggest reward. And so this is what we want to share with you as well.
Oh, Shelley, I love your story so much. It's dear to my heart. Walked that journey with you, and it was just a huge blessing to see your dreams come true, and being part of that. And just a simple yes, and that ripple effect that a yes can have, just incredible. So thanks for sharing. So my name is Sally Bass. I am a Diamond Ambassador with Plexus. I've been with Plexus for over we're 9 years now. In August, it was 9 years, sharing health and happiness and loving every minute of it. When I first started, I didn't know that I would be here, obviously, 9 years later, but God had huge plans for our life through this business and through this opportunity and these products. So I started Plexus because of my health issues. I was really struggling. I had a lot of major health issues going on, couldn't figure out what was wrong. And so I knew I needed to start the products because I knew they were going to help me get to root issues. And so I did have amazing results on the products. The products are amazing, very, very high quality, effective supplements. The ingredients are incredible. They changed my health completely. So grateful for that. But we were also, I always say I was very unhealthy, physically, all of that, but we were very unhealthy financially as well. We were struggling, like Leah said, not even paycheck to paycheck. It was worse. A lot of debt. My parents were helping us keep the lights on some months. We just had a huge financial burden, huge. My husband was working 3 jobs. Sometimes I was working part-time because it was also a desire of mine to be home with my kids. That was very important to me too. So I worked part-time. And just the daily hardships of not being able to pay the bills and my husband coming home from work every night exhausted and leaving to go eating supper and leaving to go work another job, just so we could survive. It was really hard. The financial burden just hanging on our shoulders all the time. It's hard on your marriage. It's hard on your parenting. It's hard on your life. We struggled a lot. And I remember, like Leo was saying, with some Christmases, it was supposed to be this beautiful, joyous season. And it was stressful and hard because we couldn't afford Christmas gifts for our kids and anybody else. And every year, Christmas went on the credit card. And then guess what? It took months and months to pay that off. By the time the next Christmas rolled around, we were still paying for the Christmas before. And that was a huge burden, a lot of credit card debt because we just didn't have the money to pay for things. And so when I started Plexus, I knew I needed the products, and I also knew I needed to find a way to get them paid for because we couldn't afford the products. And so I started sharing with my friends, my family on socials. Simply just started sharing about the products, what they could do for your health. And there were a ton of people that I had no idea had the same health issues I did and suffered from a lot of stuff that I did and other things that Plexus could help. And so within 19 months, I was at a jewel status in this company, which means Lexus, a trip to Hawaii, a 6-figure income, and 19 months. Now, it's different for everybody, but it's possible if you work hard. I worked hard. I treated it like a job because we were in trouble and I needed to. And I saw the opportunity here that it was legitimate. People needed this, not only the products, but the financial piece too. And so I shared with passion and confidence and excitement and purpose. And it really just, like I said, formed this ripple effect of people wanting the same thing and my team growing and everybody joining together. And it was amazing. And we paid off debt. We fully support and fund a church in Guatemala now overseas and help women and orphans in that area. We help other people in our community. Like Leah said, the biggest thing for me is being able to give back, because when my husband and I were going through our hard time with no money, we had so many people in our community help us. We got tires for our car one year. We got a load of wood for our wood stove. People just gave and gave. And it was so hard to take that. I was so grateful for it, but I am loving being able to just do that and pay that forward now. So many gifts that we can just give because of that. And when I hit that first rank in the company, the jewel rank, guess what? Christmas didn't go on the credit card that year. We paid for Christmas in full. And now we obviously do the same. You know, it hasn't been on the credit card since. We are able to fully afford Christmas and give generously. And it's just been amazing. So I just want to end with, if you are struggling financially like we were, that is the exact reason you need to do this. We were struggling so much financially, and that's why I needed to do this business. And if you know, there's a way that you can find to enroll with your combo pack or whatever and get started in this business. And so if you're struggling, that's precisely the reason to jump in and do this, because it will truly change your life.
Preach it, girl. That's so good. Thank you, ladies. Oh my goodness. So I want to close with just kind of some general information for you guys. For those of you that may not be familiar with what we are doing here, we are network marketing professionals. And I want to share with you tonight that network marketing is effective and it's caught like wildfire the last decade here. When I was looking for work from home opportunities, I wanted to make sure I was well compensated for my efforts. And there is no job on the face of the planet that is going to pay you this well with the schedule that you can have here. Like Shelly was saying, keeping the main thing, you might not all want to be stay-at-home moms. All three of us did, but that might not be your dream. But you can do whatever God is calling you to do because of the schedule flexibility. And there's no other job that has the perks, the trips, the bonuses, the vehicle stipends, like what Shelly just, or what Sally just said, and all kinds of other things. There's a lot of side hustle options out there. There's a lot of people that are promising side hustle opportunity, but side hustles really do not provide stability and the income and the residual income that will last for years to come with all of those extra goodies that I just mentioned that Plexus provides. Residual income is huge and a big part of what we do because it compounds upon itself with our income here. And I love also one thing that's great about what we do here, because I was doing like a lot of DIY stuff and like selling things that I was making before I started this. And I had to sell a lot of things in order to be able to bring in income. And what I love here is you don't necessarily have to sell, you don't have to make anything, and you don't have to sell a high volume of an item. This is actually a compounding and scalable business. And therefore, that is why it's providing the time and the financial freedom that we are speaking of. So it's really, really unique. I also love that network marketing pays normal people just like us. Hopefully you can tell we are very normal. We're all sitting in our houses tonight, rather than paying, celebrities or paying for commercials, things like that. It just really puts money in the pocket of regular people like you and I. And it really empowers anyone to significantly contribute to their family's finances without having to sacrifice those most important things. And I've been asked before within network marketing, I just wanted to touch on this briefly, why choose Plexus specifically? And Plexus is set apart for lots of reasons, but one reason is definitely the products. Hopefully you heard that in both of their stories. I was very sick coming in as well. I was actually bedridden and doctors gave me no chance of a normal life. So I came in for the products and the business. And one thing that is amazing about our products is they address three main root issues to any and all health concerns that are out there: blood sugar balance, gut health, and inflammation. And you've probably heard of those three things because they are very common. And if you Google any health concern that you have or any goal that you have, or maybe a loved one has, you will see a correlation with one of those three things. And guess what? That's what our products address. So people need these products, and that's what makes them marketable and life-changing for people. And because of that, I also feel I can confidently stand behind what I'm representing. And I know you ladies probably feel the same way, because these products do truly change people's lives and bring so much hope and breakthrough. The products are plant-based, no weird stimulants or anything like that. They gently heal the body at the root level, and they don't just slap a Band-Aid on the problem, they heal and balance. So love the products. Some other reasons why I chose Plexus over, other opportunities out there. I love the commitment that Plexus has to supporting its ambassadors. And one way that they do that is through our generous compensation plan. They developed a comp plan that is special and unique. There's nothing else like it. And I'm telling you, getting paid 5 times a month was a huge surprise as a stay-at-home mom who was planning on never earning another paycheck in the history of my life ever again. So seeing that pop up all month long, I'm sure you ladies agree that was huge for me. I also love that we're a debt-free company and privately owned, which allows our company to be generous to ambassadors. And this also gives me great confidence in the future stability of our company for years to come. The last thing I wanted to touch on that I think is really unique that Plexus does over and above is the events. The events are to die for. And Plexus, they just take us on the best trips, top hotels, incredible resorts. Sally was just in Hawaii again. They rent out entire cruise ships just for us. And I wanted to highlight that because right now Plexus is giving brand new people who are just getting started with this opportunity the ability to earn an all expenses paid cruise to the Bahamas in February. The trip is specifically for brand new people that are just coming in. So if you haven't even started your journey yet, this is for you. So reach out to the person who invited you here. It is so doable to earn this, you guys. I have several people on my team who have already. And I'm not sure where you're from, but I'm from Michigan and it's dreary and cold here. And so Plexus sent me on a trip last February. I was able to take my whole family, and I'm telling you, it was the perfect getaway for this homeschool mom in the middle of the dreary winter. The trips are a huge blessing. And it's also worthwhile to know, in addition to that cruise, there are some incredible, generous Christmas cash bonuses this month because Plexus is just the best. They're already thinking ahead for those of you who need some extra spending money for the holidays. In addition to normal pay, they have some extra Christmas bonuses. So you can earn anywhere from $547 to several thousand within the upcoming weeks here. And on top of that, earn the free cruise. So it's not just an accident that you're here, you showing up for this. I really believe that. Thank you for taking the time to listen, or maybe you're watching the recording right now. You're here because you have a spark inside of you desiring change. And that is a common denominator that Shelly, Sal, and I all had. And that's what you need to be successful. Really, that's it. You can be a normal person, but if you have a deep desire for change, you can be successful. Remember how I shared 4 years ago, I knew I needed change? That was the spark inside of me that completely changed the trajectory of my life. So maybe you're feeling that stirring tonight too. I want you to reach out to the person who invited you here, and I encourage you to really share your heart and your dreams with them about not just this Christmas, because that's short term, but next Christmas and the Christmas after and the years to come. What do you want that to look like for your family? I truly believe that this can change your life because it's changed all 3 of ours. And it sounds cliche, it feels cliche saying that, but we are in a completely different place. So I believe that that can happen for you too. Thank you for joining us tonight. That's all I have. Hope you have a great night.